You are not tired. You're carrying in your body stories you've never lived. In the next few minutes, you're going to feel something shift. Your breath will drop lower. Your shoulders will loosen, and a slowing down will begin, not from the outside, but from within. There's a physiological state operating inside you right now, a survival mode that took over your nervous system without asking for permission. This state didn't come from your life. It was there before you. That's why rest doesn't fix it, why your mind doesn't switch off, why your body stays on alert even when there's no real threat. Closing this video now means continuing to carry what was never yours, and maybe never finding out that there's a way out. What set this pattern in motion in your body, how it keeps repeating itself, and the ritual that begins your restoration, all of that will be revealed from this point forward. The name of this pattern is inherited survival mode, a complete configuration of the nervous system that was set up before your first memory. It's not ordinary stress, it's not anxiety, it's not a personality trait. It's a physiological reprogramming passed through your lineage, written into markers that changed how your genes are expressed. This state took over your breathing, your posture, your perception, and without knowing, you've spent your whole life holding on to something you never chose. The restoration begins when you recognize this pattern and learn how to unwind it through your body. This video shares a 3-step ritual that starts to restore your internal axis, the vertical center that organizes presence, clarity, and creative capacity. This is not an abstract promise. It's a change you'll feel in your own body before this video ends. Ancient Hermetic schools once described this axis as the column of fire running through the body, connecting the vital centers. They called the body a living scroll, a surface where not only the marks of this life are written, but also the traces of past generations. The initiates knew that certain tensions do not belong to the one who carries them. They belong to those who came before. Neuroscience has mapped this phenomenon in different terms. Stephen Porges showed how the nervous system detects danger without involving conscious thought, and how that detection can stay tuned to threat even when the environment has already changed. Epigenetics revealed that the descendants of people exposed to extreme trauma are born with altered stress receptors, and the fascia, the tissue surrounding every muscle and organ, molds itself to the dominant pattern and holds it structurally, generation after generation. Now you're going to learn how to recognize this state in your own body, not as an idea, but as direct experience. Notice your breathing right now. Does it reach your belly or stop in your chest? Feel your shoulders. Are they relaxed? Or have they crept up toward your ears without you realizing it? Sense your jaw. Is it loose, or are your teeth pressing together? These are not random tensions. They are the signatures of survival mode at work right now. The solar plexus, the area just below the sternum, is one of the places where this state shows up most clearly. When the nervous system is in defense, this area contracts as if it's protecting something vital. The diaphragm locks. Breathing becomes short and shallow. The whole body organizes itself around this central tension, and you don't even notice because you've never known another way of being. This pattern became invisible through its own constancy. Also pay attention to your visual field. In survival mode, the eyes fixate, focus narrows, peripheral vision fades. The system is scanning for threats, even if you're just sitting at home. See if you can soften your gaze. Allow your eyes to receive light instead of searching for danger. The difficulty you might feel right now is not weakness. It's the reflection of a calibration that happened before you ever had a choice. Distorted neuroception affects everything. Neutral faces look hostile. Silence feels threatening. Offers of closeness trigger suspicion. The body reacts before the mind can assess, and then the mind builds reasons around what the body has already decided. You're not being paranoid. Your system is running on a danger map drawn by those who came before. And that map stays active even when the landscape has changed. The cost of living in this state is immense. Creativity depends on access to physiological safety, and a body in defense mode cannot create, it can only react. The energy that should be flowing into your projects and self-expression is rerouted to keep constant vigilance running. Relationships become minefields because intimacy demands exactly what survival mode cannot allow, letting your guard down. Decisions are made out of fear, not clarity. Life happens to you, not through you. What you've identified up to this point is not a personal flaw. It's a physiological state, and it can be reorganized. The ritual you're about to learn works on the 3 layers where this pattern settles: the breath, the body's boundaries, and the inherited burden. 3 movements that, done in sequence, begin the restoration of your axis. This is not a complicated technique. It's somatic precision, touching exactly where the pattern shows up and offering your system a new message. The first movement is descending breath. Sit with your spine upright, but not rigid. Place one hand on your chest and the other on your belly. Inhale through your nose and let the air drop. The hand on your belly should move first and more. Now exhale through your mouth, slowly, drawing out the breath until you feel your abdomen pull in. The exhale should last at least twice as long as the inhale. This rhythm sends a direct signal to the vagus nerve. There is no immediate threat. Continue for 5 full cycles. With each exhale, allow your shoulders to drop a little more. Don't force it, just allow it. The nervous system doesn't respond to commands. It responds to signals. The extended exhale is one of those signals. It communicates safety in the language your body understands. If you feel your breath trying to speed up, just notice it without trying to fix it. That's the old pattern trying to return. Come back to the slow exhale and let your body relearn. The second movement is grounding touch. A body in survival mode often loses its sense of boundaries. The edges feel blurry, the skin less present. Firm touch on specific points activates mechanoreceptors that tell the nervous system where the body begins and ends. You're going to touch 3 points in sequence, keeping steady pressure for 30 seconds on each one. First point, the base of the skull, where the neck meets the head. Use the fingertips of both hands and press with moderate firmness. Breathe while you maintain the touch. Second point, the center of the sternum in the middle of the chest. Use the palm of one hand and press as if anchoring the heart in place. Third point, the solar plexus just below the rib cage. Press with an open palm and feel what's underneath. Maybe tension, maybe emptiness, maybe warmth. Any sensation is information. Just take note. This touch is not a massage. It's the reconstruction of boundaries. With each point you press, the nervous system receives the message that there is a body with defined edges, not a shapeless mass in constant alert. The fascia, which shaped itself to the defense pattern, begins to receive a different instruction. Don't expect immediate relaxation. Expect presence, the feeling of being more inside your body than before. The third movement is the gesture of release. This is the most subtle and the most powerful. You're going to acknowledge that some of these tensions do not belong to you, and you're going to return them. This is not a rejection of your ancestry. It is discernment. It is recognizing that your ancestors carried what they had to carry to survive, and that you can honor them without repeating the burden. Some weights have served their purpose. They can now be released. Place both hands on your abdomen, one over the other. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, imagine your hands drawing out from your body an old tension, something that didn't begin with you. On the next inhale, slowly move your hands away from your abdomen, as if you're lifting that burden out. And on the exhale, open your arms to the sides and release your hands, palms facing down, returning to the earth what no longer needs to be held. Repeat this 3 times. It might seem too simple, but the nervous system responds to gestures, not arguments. When you move your body with the intention to release, something within registers that permission. It's not magic, it's the language that the fascia, the vagus nerve, and the autonomic circuits understand. Through movement, you are telling your system that the inherited emergency state can come to an end, that you are choosing to stop carrying what was never yours to begin with. When the 3 movements are complete, take a moment to notice what has changed. Your breath likely found a slower rhythm. The boundaries of your body feel more defined. You can sense your skin, your weight, your presence, and something subtle begins to rise. A sense of vertical alignment that doesn't require effort. Your inner axis coming back into place. Your head no longer floats disconnected. Your feet feel the ground. Your chest opens without needing to force it. That's the difference between defense and presence. Defense is a full body contraction that prepares for danger. Presence is the availability to respond to what's truly here. You've just given your nervous system the experience, maybe for the very first time, that it's possible to exist without constant vigilance. This doesn't erase decades of conditioning in just a few minutes, but it begins a path. And once the body knows the way, it can return to it. Hadley used to wake up before the alarm, not out of discipline, but out of hypervigilance. At 42 years old, working as a caregiver for the elderly, she was no stranger to exhaustion. But this was different. It didn't come from work. It came from within, from somewhere deeper than effort. Her shoulders would already be raised before she even got out of bed. Her chest would tighten before her first thought of the day. And there was something else, a tension in the solar plexus she had felt for as long as she could remember, like carrying a weight she didn't know how to name. For years, Hadley tried to treat it as an emotional issue. She went to therapy, took anti-anxiety medication, practiced guided meditation. Each approach helped for a while, but the pattern always came back. She started to believe that maybe this was just who she was, a tense, anxious person by nature. The idea that there could be another way to live in her own body didn't even occur to her. Survival mode had become so constant that she mistook it for her identity. The shift began at a weekend workshop on somatic trauma. The facilitator asked participants to notice where their breath stopped in the body. Hadley realized that hers never dropped below her chest. Not once, in 42 years, air had never naturally reached her abdomen. When the facilitator explained that this was a signature of a nervous system calibrated for defense, and that it could be reorganized, something cracked open inside her, not from pain, from recognition. In the months that followed, she practiced the movements she had learned every day, descending breath, touch at the grounding points, the gesture of release. The changes weren't dramatic at first. They were precise. Her shoulders lowered by a few centimeters. Her jaw stopped clenching at night. The solar plexus, which had always felt armored, began to soften, sometimes even open. For the first time, Hadley could be in a conversation without scanning the room. She could receive a compliment without tightening her chest. She could rest without guilt. The deepest transformation came in her relationships. Hadley realized she had spent decades reacting to people from a place of defense, interpreting neutral tones as criticism, silence as abandonment. As the patterns started to loosen, she was finally able to see others without the filter of danger. Her son said during a visit, "Mum, you're different, more here." She knew exactly what he meant. For the first time, she wasn't holding up an inherited state. She was present in her own body, in her own time. Now check what has shifted within you. Is your breath lower than it was when this video began? Has the tension in your solar plexus eased? Has your jaw softened? These are real markers. Place the palm of your hand at the center of your sternum and press gently for 30 seconds, feeling the warmth spread. This gesture anchors the state you've accessed. Repeat it anytime you notice the old pattern trying to return. It's your direct entry point back to the axis. Also create your point of return, a short phrase you say silently, a long exhale, and a subtle adjustment in posture, shoulders down, feet on the ground, spine lengthened. Use this sequence anytime you feel defense returning. There's no need to repeat the full ritual. Your body already knows the way. It just needs to be reminded that there's another way to be, and it will find the axis on its own. What you discovered today is not a theory. It's a truth written into your own flesh. That tiredness rests never seemed to fix, that vigilance without a clear reason, that tension you carried without knowing where it came from, none of that was your fault. It was an inherited survival mode, a physiological setting that took over your body before you had words to refuse it. You spent years trying to fix something that wasn't broken in you, it was embedded in you. And now, for the first time, you have a path to return what was never yours. The poet Rainer Maria Rilke once wrote, "The only way out is inward." But he wasn't talking about mental introspection. He was talking about the body, the place where all real transformation begins and ends. The axis you began to restore today is not an abstract idea. It is the vertical line that organizes your presence, that connects thought and instinct, that allows you to exist without needing to defend yourself all the time. When that axis aligns, life no longer happens to you, it begins to happen from within you. God did not place you in this body for it to be a prison. The original design was something else entirely, a temple capable of feeling, creating, loving, resting. Survival mode may have clouded that design, but it did not erase it. It remains intact, waiting to be rediscovered. What you did today was take the first step in that direction. Not through mental effort, but through the simplest and most revolutionary act there is. Teaching your body that it can stop carrying what does not belong to it. You have carried for far too long stories you never lived. Tensions that did not begin with you. Defenses calibrated for dangers you never faced. Every breath that drops lower, every anchoring touch, every gesture of release is a quiet declaration that this cycle can end here. Not tomorrow, not when the conditions are right. Now, in the body you inhabit in this very moment, the life you postponed while carrying the weight of others is waiting. It doesn't require you to be perfect, healed, or completely free. It only asks that you begin to inhabit your own axis, one breath at a time, one gesture at a time, one choice at a time. The body that learned to defend itself can learn to live, and that learning begins the moment you choose to stop carrying what was never yours. If this video resonated with you, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. That helps us bring this wisdom to more people who need to awaken. If you want to directly support the mission of Transcend and help this knowledge, reach those still trapped in inherited patterns, consider becoming a member of the channel. Your contribution keeps the flame of this work alive. I want to know what changed in your body. Leave a comment that says, "I stop carrying what I haven't lived and restore my inner axis." This affirmation seals your presence on the path of embodied awareness. Share this video with someone you know who carries too much, someone who needs to discover that there is a way out. And don't stop here. Click on the screen and dive into another transformative video from the channel. Every step taken toward your own body is a step taken toward your own life. Remember, there is an entire life waiting on the other side of the weight you just released.